Hello student, myself is Dr. S.V.K.T. Khairnar, Head and Associate Professor, Department of Botany, MEP Samaj, S.V.K.T. College, Devdali Camp. Students, in the subject of Botany, in the series of video, we were studying or learning the different topics. So today also we will going to learn the one of the topic from the plant embryology. Before that, what we learn in the previous video, that we will going to recap or remind. So in the previous video, we were study the Megasporogenesis, that is a development of female gametophyte, and we were also study the structure of typical ovule of angiospermic plant. The typical ovule of angiospermic plant having a multicellular stalk, micropyle, then integuments, outer integument, inner integuments, nucellus tissue, and embryo sac. Then we were also saw the different kinds of ovules. There are about 5 different kinds of ovule on the basis of position of micropyle and nucellus, on the basis of position of micropyle and stalk. So these things we were studied in the previous video. So today we will going to study the related topic with this megaspore development, and that is a megasporogenesis. So today we will going to see the megasporogenesis and types of Megaspore tetrads in the angiosperm or in the flowering plant. So our today's session agenda is what is mean by Megasporogenesis, that we have to get study or we have to get learn. Then there are also different way to classify or make the types of ovule, and under that we have to see what is mean by TENUINUCELLATE ovule and what is mean by TETRADS ovule. And lastly, we also have to see the types of Megaspore tetrads on the basis of division of Megaspore mother cell and arrangement of Megaspore inside the that Megasporangium. So on the basis of that, what are the different types of Megaspore tetrads are there, that we have to know or we have to get learn. So this is what our today's agenda. What are the learning objectives of our today's video or today's topic? So in the today's topic, we have to get know what is mean by Megasporogenesis. This is what our one of the objective. We also have to get understand the different crassinucellate ovules and TENUINUCELLATE ovules, and we also have to know how the types of Megaspore tetrads are there on the basis of arrangement. These are our learning objectives of our today's video. So now we will going to see the introduction of Megasporogenesis. What is mean by Megasporogenesis? Megasporogenesis is a process of development of megaspore from megaspore mother cell, and that megaspore mother cell originated from the archesporial cell. So how this archesporial cell is undergo to the development of megaspore, that we have to get see, or that is what Megasporogenesis. The archesporial cell originates from the nucellus tissue. The nucellus tissue is diploid in nature, and archesporium is originates by different way, and on the basis of origin of archesporium, the ovules are categorized in the two types, that are what? TENUINUCELLATE ovule and crassinucellate ovule. So these are the kinds of ovule are based on the archesporium cell, how that archesporium cell is originated at the time of Megasporogenesis, and accordingly these two different kinds of ovules we can see, that are TENUINUCELLATE ovule and crassinucellate ovule. So here you can see this is a the first kind of ovule that we will going to see TENUINUCELLATE ovule. You can see the figure here. In the figure you will see there is a here the archesporial cell originate below the nucellar epidermis. So, in the figure the outer layer is nucellar epidermis, and just below the nucellar epidermis the archesporial cell is going to be C originated. So, this archesporial cell, that is what hypodermal in position, and this hypodermal position archesporial cell is directly function as a megaspore mother cell. So, this in the next development stage, this megaspore mother cell or archesporial mother cell undergoes the several division. So, megaspore mother cell is also hypodermal in position, and nucellus tissue around it remains in a single layer. So, that developing the single layer nucellar epidermis around the megaspore mother cell. The megaspore mother cell divides meiotically and forms a linear tetrads, and that linear tetrad seen surrounded by the nucellar epidermis, and such kind of ovule is what termed as a TENUINUCELLATE kind of ovule. So, this is what the kind of ovule, that is what TENUINUCELLATE ovule. Here archesporial cell directly function as a megaspore mother cell. It undergoes the meiotic cell division, forms megaspore tetrad in a linear manner, and that is seen covered by a single layer of nucellar epidermis. Then second kind of ovule, that is called as a crassinucellate ovule. So, this crassinucellate development of ovule is somewhat different. Here the hypodermal archesporial cell. So, archesporial cell here divides transversely to produce outer parietal and inner sporogenous tissue. Here the archesporial cell do not directly function as a megaspore mother cell, but that undergoes the transfer division, and that produces the parietal parietal cell and inner sporogenous cell. So, that parietal cell again divides periclinally and anticlinally, and due to this periclinal and anticlinal division of nucellar epidermis, the sporogenous cell becomes a subhypodermal in position and remains embedded with a nucellar tissue. Means here the sporogenous tissue is not hypoepidermal in position, but here because of the several divisions of a archesporial cell, the sporogenous tissue goes in the subhypodermal position, and that subhypodermal sporogenous tissue later on produces the megaspores, and such kind of development of ovule can be called as a crassinucellate kind of ovule, or ovule developed by such way, that is what identified as a crassinucellate ovule. So, these are the two kinds of ovule, that is what TENUINUCELLATE ovule, in which the megaspores develops directly from the hypodermal archesporial cell. The another, that is what crassinucellate ovule, in which megaspore develop from the subhypodermal archesporial cell. So, this is what a different. Now, on the basis of arrangement of the megaspore inside the nucellar epidermis, there are 4 kinds of megaspore tetrads are there, 4-5 kinds of megaspore tetrad are there, that also we have to get understand, or we have to get study. The first type of megaspore tetrad, that is a T-shaped megaspore tetrad. Here what happen, the dyad is forms first after meiosis first, and this dyad shows the transverse division in lower cell and vertical division in upper cell. So, dyad means 2 cell structure is developed, and that 2 cell from that 2 cell, the upper cell shows the vertical cell division, and lower cell shows the transverse cell division. So, because of these two different kinds of cell division, the T-shaped structure is appeared, or all the 4 Megaspore tetrads are arranged in T manner, and this result T-shaped tetrad. You can see the two Megaspore are at the upper side and 2 Megaspore are at the lower side. So, this kind of Megaspore tetrad is called as a T-shaped tetrad. So, this kind of tetrad is observed or occurs in the plants like rumex. The second type of Megaspore tetrad, that is a linear tetrad. Here the Megaspore mother cell divides transversely. First, the Megaspore mother cell divides transversely and form a dyad, and this dyad is again divides transversely, and because of that second transverse division, the rows of 4 Megaspores develop in a linear manner or in a one line, and that is why this kind of Megaspore tetrad is identified as a linear Megaspore tetrad. You can see the linear tetrad as well as T-shaped tetrad in the image. The linear tetrad occurs in the plants like microphyllum. The next type of Megaspore tetrad, that is what called as isobilateral Megaspore tetrad. Here the Megaspore mother cell divided by 2 cell walls. First wall formation is by vertical, while the second wall formation is by transverse, and thus because of this the tetrad possesses the upper 2 and lower 2 Megaspore, and this kind of Megaspore development, Megaspore tetrad development is identified as a isobilateral kind of Megaspore tetrad. This is not a very common type of Megaspore tetrad development in the angiosperm. The next type of Megaspore tetrad development, that is a decussate tetrad. Here the Megaspore mother cell nucleus divide 2 times and produces 4 haploid cells which lie in 4 directions. The upper and lower Megaspore get separated by the transverse wall formation from that 4, and the 2 while the lateral 2 Megaspore are separated by the vertical wall formation, and because of this the all 4 Megaspores are goes to the 4th side, and this kind of Megaspore tetrad development or Megaspore tetrad can be called as a decussate Megaspore tetrad. So, this decussate kind of Megaspore tetrad is also not a common kind in the angiosperm plants like a isobilateral tetrad. Now, we will see the summary of our today's video, what we learn in the today's video. In the today's video, we learn Megasporogenesis. Megasporogenesis, that is a process of development of Megaspore from Megaspore mother cell that is originated from the archesporal cell, and accordingly what is a position of archesporal cell? The 2 kinds of ovules are develops, and that are called as a TENUINUCELLATE ovule, that is developed from the hypodermal archesporal cell, and crassinucellate ovule that is developed from the subhypodermal archesporal cell. And then in the development of Megasporogenesis, the 4 Megaspores are developed by the different planes of divisions, and accordingly there are 4 kinds of Megaspore tetrad are there. T-shaped Megaspore tetrad, in which 2 Megaspores are at the top and 2 are lying below, and they are forming a T-shaped structure. A linear tetrad, in which all 4 Megaspore are in the one line. Tetrahedral, the 4 tetrads are at 4 direction. Decussate tetrad, so here also the 4 tetrads are goes to the 4 side by the different kinds of wall formation in them. So, this is what our today's topic, Megasporogenesis, TENUINUCELLATE and crassinucellate ovules, and types of Megaspore tetrads. So what we will what kinds of assignment, expected assignment will be there on this particular topic. You can say there may be a question like describe process of megasporogenesis, how the megasporogenesis takes place, or how megaspore mother cells are developed from archosporial cell. Then differentiate crassinucellate ovule and TENUINUCELLATE ovule. So what is the developmental differences in these two kinds of ovules? And lastly, there may be a enlist the types of Megaspore tetrad. So 4 Megaspore types are there that we have to enlist. Then what we will going to learn in the coming video. So in the coming video, we will going to learn the topic fertilization among the plants under the embryology. So this is what our today's video, Megasporogenesis, TENUINUCELLATE, crassinucellate ovule, and types of Megaspore tetrad. Thank you.